This video is brought to you by Tall Man Toys and Comics.
2 hours is long enough! That's it!
Did you guys go see the Super Mario Bros. Movie? Well, you guys know I did. The Super Mario Bros. Movie came out rather recently, and despite a mixed reception from everybody, it's already becoming a huge hit at the box office, and I really enjoyed seeing it. All thanks from the people from Nintendo and Illumination teaming up to make a wonderful masterpiece, in my opinion. Though if you do love the Mario Brothers and the games, please go check it out. I highly recommend it. But that's not what we're going to talk about today. Today, I want to look at the Super Mario Bros. Cartoons. Created by DiC Entertainment, who also worked on the Sonic Underground cartoon, which, by the way, I've already talked about before. The Super Mario Bros. Cartoons over the years have gained a cult following and are considered to be some of the weirdest cartoons to ever come out of the 1990s. But I think the one thing that these cartoons are known for are for the YouTube poop memes. We're going to get to that in a little bit, I promise. So here are my thoughts on each Mario Brothers cartoon. The first cartoon on our list is the Super Mario Bros. Super Show. When I was a kid, me and my cousins would watch this show all the time as kids. And this is the Mario cartoon I grew up with the most. Heck, I still have the DVD collection in my room to this day. Now looking back at the show, man is it much weirder than I remember. So let's get to the good stuff. The show can get really creative, and I mean really creative. There's an episode where they come across this man named Indiana Jones, which is obviously referencing or parodying Indiana Jones. There's an episode that literally references or parodies Jack and the Beanstalk, but there are some good twists and turns into it. There's also a really good episode where Toad is being confused for a baby Birdo, and the rest of the episode near the end is like this big giant ice battle. It's really kind of fun, actually. Even the voice acting for this show is not bad. Okay, we're going to get to the rest of the acting here in a second, but the voice acting for the most part, especially for King Koopa, is actually pretty well done. Though the problems with the show is that the live action stuff, while not awful, is kind of cheesy, except the one exception is that the guy who plays the live action Mario and even does the voice for him is a really good Mario. He's probably the best Mario out there. Other than that, this is a really good show. Is it weird and cheesy? Yeah, but I think it was made. Don't think it need to be taken seriously. I do recommend it if you do want to see something weird and wild and batshit insane. Though, for those who love the games, won't probably get into it as much, but I still kind of recommend it. Next, let's talk about the Super Mario Bros. 3 cartoon. Of all the Mario Bros. Cartoons, this one's kind of my least favorite. It's not bad or anything, or even the worst thing ever. It's just not as fun compared to the last show, or even the other show which we're going to get to in a minute. Though to be honest, the show has one major problem. The songs. Man, are these songs really bad. The songs make no sense, they're terrible, they have bad lyrics. These songs were just awful. Though to be honest, the rest of the show is kind of okay. It's kind of like the original show though, be it without the live action stuff. Except now we have the Koopa Kids. These tiny like little creatures that Koopa has. And to be honest, they're fine. I mean, yeah, their voices are kind of annoying, but at the same time, they're passable on their own. The animation, while it does have some animation errors and it looks cheaper than the other show, it's fine. I mean, there's not really much to say about this cartoon other than it's just fine. It's not awful or just plain bad, it's just kind of mediocre compared to the other two shows, but as is, I do kind of still recommend it just because it is so bad it's kind of good. The last cartoon on our list is the Super Mario World cartoon. Scolding hot take here, Super Mario World, the cartoon, is not that bad. It's not great, and it does have its problems, but it's passable on its own. Though I can understand why it's the least good of the shows for some people. To start off, the animation has some of the worst errors in any of the Mario Brothers cartoons. It's even the cheapest of the cartoons. The voice acting, while it's fine for everybody, it is kind of annoying for other characters like Yoshi or Uktar. Their voice acting's pretty bad. And much like the last Mario cartoon, there are songs, and they are some of the worst. Except for that one song in Mama Luigi. That one was actually pretty okay, but every single song in this show is so awful and so poorly paced, and it has nothing to do with the plot. It's just awful. They make no sense. Though with that being said, there are some redeeming qualities like Mario's voice acting. Whoever replaced him did a really good job and has a good impression. The animation, while yes, it is cheap, the backgrounds and stuff look pretty nice at times, and the humor, while bad at times, is laughable because of how bad it is. Also, episodes like Rock TV and King Scoopa Koopas are actually pretty good episodes on their own. They have good concepts and morals and ideas, and the Dino World is pretty creative. Though before I stop here, I guess we need to talk about that one thing we were getting into. Hit it, guys.
Hot boy. Hot boy.
YouTube poop. Where they smoke, they pinch back. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because this is what made Super Mario World's cartoon's reputation. The show has now become a staple of YouTube poop and with the number of memes as well. I'll go more depth into YouTube poop videos another day, but we gotta finish this video off. But the one question is, why do these cartoons even exist? Maybe because it was a sign of something. Now y'all are probably wondering, what do I mean by that? Well, look at superheroes like Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, Hulk, TMNT, Hellboy, or if we're talking about video games, Sonic the Hedgehog or Mortal Kombat. The reason why there's so many movies and cartoons and variations is because the idea struck chord with people. Mario's probably falling into a similar path. Everyone is still telling his story in a different point of view from a different artist. But who knows, we will get more variations in the near future, better or for worse. So, overall guys, the Super Mario Bros. Cartoons were some of the weirdest shows of my childhood, but that's what makes them so much fun to look back on. They're not perfect by any means, and they each have their own problems, but they do have their strengths. And while I don't recommend seeing all of them, I only recommend seeing the original show just because it is the best show out of all the three of them. So, if I had to recommend it, go watch the Super Mario Bros. Super Show. It's pretty awesome. Everything else, though, I say skip, or if you just want to watch and just see it in a so bad it's good sort of sense. But those are my thoughts on the Super Mario Bros. Cartoons.